Hey ladies. So I just got a question from one of my clients about how to, they were having some issues with uh, a few bumps they had on their skin and they didn't feel like the concealer and foundation were covering it up. So I'm going to show you how I would do it. I'm going to use, since my face isn't broken out right now, that doesn't mean it doesn't happen all the time. I kind of have a little bit of one that I had earlier, but so I'm gonna put a Sharpie. Yeah, it's a red Sharpie. I want to use red because obviously redness is going to be one of the issues you have whenever you have a pimple. And let's add a little black to it too. So there we go. So there's your big pimple. Let me make sure it's dry. Okay, so they're dry. So what we're going to do is you always do foundation first and then you do concealer. I don't know if I didn't know that until just recently, but yeah, apparently that's the order of things. So I use a powder puff brush to put on my foundation, and what I do is I put a few drops onto it these days, like one. For this area, all I'm going to need is one. So I start to dab in this general area with my foundation. Okay, let it dry a little bit. What she uses is the liquid foundation and our skin perfecting concealer. So just know that this foundation is buildable, so you may need to use more than one layer of foundation. So I'll put another drop on and put a second layer onto this area. It's blending right in with what I've got. So I've still got issues, right? Even with two coats. I don't really use the concealer brush. I've tried something a little bit different. Kind of a fluffy brush. So if I'm going to use the concealer, I'm going to put a little bit on my hand like this. A little dab. And kind of pat this and pat it onto the area. That's all you're going to do is pat it onto the area. You don't want to rub it in. You want it to sit on top of the skin. So that concealer looks pretty good, and then I'm going to go back over one more time. One more drop. It's just layering. Unfortunately, whenever we get these issues, and we do because we're women, hormones. I feel like I'm in Hollywood trying to cover up I've almost got it completely covered up. And right now, it doesn't look like it's going to blend well. And then all you have to do to make it blend well is either use a bronzer or some sort of maybe a light powder. They almost completely disappear. Now you can continue to build that up until it's completely gone. I mean, I could sit here with the concealer and the best thing to do for this is to have the same color concealer as your foundation, and I don't. I use a lighter, so but it looks really shiny in this light. I wish I had a different way to. So there you go. I hope that helps.